So I just want to go over roots and radicals in general. The key thing is we use the same numbers throughout this whole chapter. So a nice little cheat sheet just to get comfortable with them. Fill it out. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2, 4. What I want you to do is pause the video, see how many you can get on your own, then check the answers. For the cubes, we just have to cube it. So 1 times 1 times 1, we're doing 3. And x to the power of 4, we're only going to go with the first 3. Still going to be 1. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16, or you can just do... So these numbers keep coming up throughout this chapter. So the next thing we're going to go over is the definitions. The index is the number that we are breaking it into. How many times are we breaking the radicand into? The radicand is the number that we start with, the one inside the radical sign. And the radical symbol is the little house that kind of houses everything. So we would read this as the square root of 4. So remember those words, index, radical symbol, radicand. So I've split this up into even roots, like square root, fourth root. Anything with an even index has the same rules, but they're very different from odd radicals. Cubed root, fifth root, seventh root have very different rules following them. So the thing with even roots, we just take it and it's always a positive answer if we are given the square root sign. If there's a negative, it's not possible. We can never put a negative inside because something times itself can never be negative. Odd roots always have an answer. Now, if it's positive inside, the answer is positive. If it's negative inside, the answer is negative. So, odd roots always have an answer. Positive, negative, doesn't matter. Even roots, the answer is always positive, but we're not allowed to have a negative inside. So try these out, see which ones you can get, pause the video, and then check back for the answers. So the first 3 are pretty straightforward. Use your cheat sheet if you don't, if you can't figure it out. Cube root of 64. 64 is here, the cube root is 4. Can't have a negative, but we can for a cube root. And this last one, don't forget the last unit. We have an even index, an even exponent, an odd finish. So we need absolute value. Square root both top and bottom. Absolute value sign. Same for this one. Now this one has an odd exponent inside. So we're just going to leave it because we can't divide 3 divided by 2 without getting a fraction. So we'll leave it for now. We'll learn how to do that next unit. We get 8 y8. So on the next page, cube root, same principle but just different rules. We get cube root of 125 is 5. Cube root of 27 is 3 over 2. And the exponents are slightly different. We're going to take 3 divided by 3 to get 1. We don't need absolute value because absolute value never happens with cubed roots, only with square roots. These ones are all exponents. We just divide all of them by 3. And this one, 4 divided by 3, we'll learn how to do that in the next section, but only if it's an integer can we take it out nicely. We could leave this as a fraction, and that's what we're getting into for the next unit.